Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. So, as you can see, we are with our friend Mr. Frostnix, also known as Nix the Black Mask.
I'm undercover.
Always. So, how are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing good. This Thursday update bonus week for us has made my league and myself very busy. There's
Um,
been lots of changes with people's loadouts and figuring out new artifacts and new catalysts that they have to buy.
oh, I'm sure
It's
they
been
did, and
crazy.
they must be trying to minimize, maximize for the upcoming uh, survival mode.
Yeah, and it's rumored to be coming out next Thursday. So, in case you guys, they're thinking that could be the date. So, the last day for this, where we are right now on the anniversary week, might be within Wednesday next week, and then it'll probably be done.
Yeah, so that's what I expect as well. Although next week there's also the St. Patrick's seasonal that's coming up, so I assume next week we'll probably get survival mode, and maybe in the week after St. Patrick.
Yeah, something like that. Or maybe they can all come out at once. Really, I mean, who knows? I mean, the patch for St. Patrick's Day stuff is really not severe. There's not much content coming with that seasonal, so
Well, it's a very small seasonal. Usually lasts about 2 weeks, if I
very.
recall. So,
I mean, it's not even just that. I mean, like, there's no queue up with it, so it's not like they have to program in a new on-duty menu thing.
I guess it's just a matter of adding new rewards. I didn't look at the rewards just yet, though.
There's not much when it comes to this year because it's one of those things where, yeah, it's only available for like 2 weeks, and then bam, it's gone.
So, guys, sorry we're chatting a bit. So I didn't catch up all the chats, but I all to all of you guys. For the people who were asking what we're doing here, we're going to play on the hero side. Send a tell to Mr. Frostnix if you want to join the group. We'll probably play the anniversary event 8-player mission. It's probably the last time we're going to be able to do so. I expect that by next week the event will be gone. But hopefully I could be wrong. If it sticks around even more longer, why not? But the odds are this is probably the last time we'll be able to play the anniversary event. So we'll do that today. And if we have the chance, we'll probably play one or two more raids. We'll see how it works out. Today we're going to play heroes. We played villain last week. Basically, there's a lot more heroes and villains. So in order to be able to give a chance to as many people as possible, seeing how there's a lot of heroes who want to play and not as many villains, what we'll do is that most of the first 3 weeks of the month we'll play with the heroes, and the last Friday of the month, that is when we should play with evil villains. So I guess the last Friday
Oh,
of the month will be Evil Friday. But as time goes by, we'll see how it grows out, how it works out, and we might make some adjustments as we go by. But right now, that seems to be we'll try that for a while, and then we'll see how it works out. And yeah, if you have a combat rating 290, so that we can go to pretty much any raid we need, so that we won't have to kick people out of the group. Like obviously, if we somehow we struggle to find a group and you guys want to join in, you could join in maybe for the anniversary event, no matter what your CR is. But afterwards, if we try to play some other raids and we need a certain CR, sadly, if you don't have the CR, we'll have to kick you out. But ideally, send a tell to Nix if you have a combat rating at 290 hero. Obviously, we play on US PS4 and US PC or US PS5, obviously. Uh, I know some of you guys wanted us to play on Switch. Sadly, it's not really an option. I don't have a Switch. Pretty sure Nix doesn't have a Switch either.
actually, I do. I just don't have the game on there because I
Uh,
don't think I want to invest my time into doing that. There's no, we got too much to do. I can't do
Now I'm very disappointed in you, good sir.
that.
Uh, Teladias Plays is asking if Warner Brothers will add a Justice League event for when Zack Snyder's Justice League releases.
Doubtful.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Although you never know. They've been trying they did have a Wonderverse DLC when they thought the Wonder Woman movie would be released. We had the Birds of Prey DLC for the Birds of Prey movie. So you never know. They might have something in the pipeline. that has to do with the Justice League, the Snyder Cut movie. But so far we don't have much information about the next DLC. The only real thing we really know is Jackster at some point in one of his letters mentioned that the next DLC will be inspired by Flashpoint. I'm not sure if it's to mean that it will be a Flashpoint DLC or there'll just be Flashpoint element to a DLC that'll be something other than Flashpoint. I don't know if Mr. Frostnix heard any rumors on his side.
No, honestly, that's pretty much all I've been hearing there as well. So, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of details out yet, but I expect to start hearing some drops on either their Twitter or on the forums or maybe on their next set of streams. Maybe we can get some more information out of them.
Oh, and there's Eric Messias who mentions that they are asking for feedback from players to know which new armor style they should make in the game. There's this thread on the forums where you can post the pictures and ask for them for some specific look to be added to Listeners Online. They're supposed to gather, I think, the ten better options or the 10 options that will be more feasible, I guess, and have some sort of poll for people to decide which look to go for. But basically, if you go on the forums, you should be able to see a thread where you can suggest for some look for an upcoming DC Universe Online style. And Ayla S is asking, imagine if they put Superman Emblem again after Snyder Cut release, like for Batman v Superman. Well, that's probably why I don't expect anything for the Snyder Cut. When they had the Batman v Superman, it was a bit of a mess. They added the styles, and it was supposed to be a permanent addition to the game, and it ended up being only available for 1 month, and there was a whole bunch of issues, licensing issues around that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't expect them to give us anything directly related to Justice League, to the Snyder Cut, because odds are there's probably some licensing issues that will arise if they do that. Although you never
I
know, it
mean,
could. Yeah, go ahead, good sir.
I mean, if they wanted to, I mean, there's the one emblem that we had in the Doomed Metropolis DLC. I mean, sure, it's not the exact same, but I mean, just giving us that option to be able to get that back, because I know so many people would be very happy to be able to get that emblem. So they could do that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Basically, people have been asking for a Superman emblem. Sometimes people are asking for the Superman from the BVS movie, Superman emblem from the BVS movie. But sometimes people are actually asking for the 80th anniversary Superman emblem that we had. For those of you who may not know what Nix is talking about, let's equip it. So basically, there's this Superman emblem that we had for the 80th anniversary of Superman. Sadly, it was said that it was going to be for a limited time and only for that limited event. So I don't think there's any reason why they could not add it back into the game. Again, maybe in another limited fashion. It's one of the things that sometimes there's some items that we thought would be available for a limited time who actually came back into the game, like all the power auras or the chromo materials that we had actually did come back in the latest Resurgence Mega Capsule. So you never know when they might release either a new Superman emblem at some point, or maybe just re-release this emblem. I don't know if there would be an issue for them re-releasing this emblem, other than maybe DC saying no. Maybe Mr. Nex can think of something I'm not thinking of.
No, I really can't off the top of my head now. Trying to. I can't.
Oh, thank you, JJ. Yeah, I did miss that. Thank you very much, JJ. It's much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Is the Batman the Animated Series, is it really returning? Or is it just, they're just bringing it onto the DC streaming service and essentially all the same episodes?
Wasn't it added to, was it HBO Max at some point, or?
Yes, I believe so, actually, yes.
Okay.
That sounds...
Yeah, it's a classic series. It's a bit sad that they only made, I think, 4 seasons. You would think that it would make more seasons of a Batman type show, but sadly, behind the scenes, there's probably something we don't know about that only made that deal 4 seasons. And the same with Batman Beyond. Like we barely had, was it 2, 3 seasons of Batman Beyond?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds right.
How much DCUO will be on PS4? I'm not sure I understand the question.
I was wondering that too. I'm thinking that he's mean like maybe he means PS5.
Well, it should
Like
be on PS5 already, but
it is. Yeah, I'm not really sure what he meant by that. Not too sure.
Eric Messias, do you mean you're going to make more seasons of the Batman animated series, or Terracidor? I have no idea what outfit you mean. I'll have to look it up.
I was wondering that too.
So hello for you guys who maybe joined it a bit later. Sorry if I don't say hello to everyone personally. Sadly, there's a lot of people chatting today.
Which I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So hey guys, thanks for coming by.
Joe75 is talking about DCU on PS5. As far as I can tell at this point, yeah, there's no real difference between PS4 and PS5. I would have thought that the game would load faster or something, but from what I'm told, for people who have a PS5, they can't really tell any difference at this point. There is supposed to be some sort of graphic update a bit later this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they do update the graphics for PS5 a bit more than they do on the PS4. But at this point. And sadly, I don't have a PS5 just yet. The PS5 are pretty much sold out everywhere. We're supposed to get some more a bit later this year, but odds are they'll be sold out for a bit. And I suspect I'll have to wait probably until next summer before getting a PS5. We'll have to wait and see for that. So Eric Messiah is saying about they might introduce Damian Wayne into the show, or they may be rebooting or continuing. Well, I suspect they'll probably have a new Batman animated series at some point. Will it be linked to the older one? No idea at this point. Although for a while they've been mostly making those straight to DVD animated movies. I'm trying to think what was the last Batman TV show we had, and I can't remember.
Last Batman TV show that we had?
I know we had the Batman for a bit.
Does Gotham count?
Nah,
it's not necessarily not Batman-esque, but I mean, it's technically taking place in Gotham.
We saw Batman in like 3 frames in the last episode. That doesn't count.
Sure, it does.
If you could change anything on DCUO, what would it be? Good question.
Everybody has to be on villain. Everybody has to be on villain side. They purge the hero side.
See, that's one way of going at it. I guess I would make crossplay. Everyone to be able to crossplay together. That's the one thing I would probably do. Because I know, sadly, a comment I often see from people who play on the Xbox or even worse on Switch is that there's not that many people playing on those platforms, especially if you play on the... And there's less people also playing on European servers. So if you play on Switch on a European server, you probably don't have a lot of players to play with, sadly. What is my name? My name is Multiverse.
Nailed it.
I won't say my real name because
legal reasons.
I'll give you a heart attack. It'll be like I'm invoking Cthulhu or something to most of you guys. Already I made videos a couple of years ago. Some people would ask me to make videos in French, and when I did that, I would get 1,000 comments about what's that weird language. So thank you, Edge.
Oh, I have an idea for an April Fool's video now.
Oh, okay. The latest thing in DCUO right now, or in DC Comics, I think we just had Future State or something like that. I don't know if that's over. There's another event that's coming afterwards. Basically, they're going from event to event, and they seem to be rebooting or resetting the DC Universe, I don't know, every 2-3 months right now. I sound like GSP. Georges Saint-Pierre? Yeah, that's quite right. I'm actually from the same the same province he is. So if you guys ever saw Captain America: Civil War, when George St. Pierre speaks in French, that's the same language I speak. And also, he's supposed to be playing a French character, Batroc Zeliper, but he's actually French from Quebec. He's not really from France. I saw a few people in France who were a bit unhappy about that. That the guy speaking French in the movie actually was speaking French from Quebec. But most people, if you don't speak French, you don't notice that. Exotic Legend is asking, so you did equip the ticket. Did you consume the ticket? And there is a mission. If you look in your journal, I think you told me you were combat rating level 26 or something like that. In your journal, you might have a mission about the vault. If you look in your journal, you might see a mission that tells you to go to one of the police stations, and from there you'll have to click on the console to be able to activate the vault mission for the first time. Yeah, the Justice League movie, the Zack Snyder Justice League, will be 4 hours. At first they were saying that it was going to be like split into 4 episodes, so we would have like 1 hour each week for 4 weeks, and then they would combine the whole thing into one big movie. Turns out that in the end, they're just going to release it as one big movie. If I recall correctly, the official release date for the Justice League Zack Snyder movie will be March the 18th, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, or 17th. 17th or 18th.
Oh, thank you, Exotic Legend. Anas Bamumef, I have no idea. Sadly, I don't speak. I don't speak, and I can't even read that language. So sorry if I don't. I'm not trying to ignore you. I have no idea what you're saying. Sorry about that.
All right, we're good to go.
We're good to go? Okay. So we should get started soon. My mother's name? I'm not going to say that.
What a question.
Is it some sort of insult in Arab? Sorry if it's a joke or something. I don't get it. Oh, was paying too much attention to the chat.
The 18th. Okay. All right.
It's Arabic. Okay. Sorry, I don't read Arabic. I had to use Google Translate, and so asking someone a mother's name.
Anyways, so what kind of artifacts did you upgrade this week? Or did you change around or alter in any kind of way?
I continued upgrading, what was it? I forget the name of the artifact. Grimbor's Chain. I've continued to upgrade it. I was able to upgrade it to 180. I just didn't take the time to break through just yet. So I'll probably continue to upgrade that one.
Okay, nice. Anything else? Or no?
No, that's I might have done that for a couple of other characters, but off the top of my head, I can't. Too many characters, too many artifacts, so I can't recall which one I really did. But I'll probably cycle through all my characters and upgrade at least a couple of artifacts. I have a few characters that I like to upgrade the artifacts that gives you the Quizlet, just to see how it works out when you upgrade it. Maybe not to the maximum, but a bit more. BK on top. If a spot gets free, you could send a tell to Nix and join the group. But right now we have a full group. I think you has the 2007. Garth Thomas is asking about this. I don't know if I'll watch season 7 of The Flash. I would probably have to watch season 6 before.
I did watch the first episode. I was just curious as to where this season would go. I don't know. I might be appealed to keep watching it, but I don't know. His suit, how he gets his suit, how he gets his mask up and stuff like that, is pretty cool. How are you so successful in this game? I find it so hard.
It takes time. Just take the time to build up your character, build up your gear, your skill points, your mods. Take it one step at a time, and slowly but surely you'll upgrade your character, and you'll do fine as well.
It's all about studying the game, having an idea as to how to benefit yourself, how to make yourself look good, and then trying to push yourself to see if you can meet those expectations. That's what I do. So I think I changed around, how many artifacts did I do? Was it 4? 4 artifacts, I think, is what I changed around. I'm ditching the parasite.
Ah, you're so mean. Why?
You gotta ditch that one. You gotta have the scrap of soul scrap. Gotta have that one. And what else did I do? I absorbed venom to get grim. My DPS side. I got the cog of meditation. Can't pronounce that one.
Yeah, I know which one.
But I got that. I maxed it out from 0.
All paradox entities will be
what else did I do?
You're not erasing anybody.
There was one other one I did. Forget now. I need to be getting artifacts though. Honestly, though, on this team. I need to start valuing this character way more.
The more of us it hits, the less it hurts.
It's on my to-do list. Gotta work with you heroes all the time. Might as well make this hero a little more appealing.
I think our friend CR Barry Allen might have disconnected or something. It was moving a bit earlier.
Ah, well, there he goes.
There he goes.
Do you like DCUO? Well, if he didn't make videos for the things that he likes.
I don't like it. I love it. I made about 2,000 videos, actually more than that at this point. So yeah, I love the game, and the funny thing also is I love also making videos about it. It's something that never really expected, but when I made my first video, then I made another and another and another, and first thing you knew, I had made a lot of videos. For the OPL legs, not sure which legs you're talking about. Is it the ones from Birds of Prey?
They're outdated now.
Okay.
Yeah, this DLC you've ditched the legs and you've taken the elite or the regular gear instead. That's how the OP artifacts work, or the OP items work. They last for 2 DLCs and then they're gone after that.
Pika is asking if I watched Black Lightning. I watched the first 3 episodes, and I was a bit burnt out. The family drama in The Flash killed me after 3 seasons of Joe and The Flash, wanting to protect Iris and the whole family drama around that. And then afterwards there was even more drama when the mother came back and then she died, and that pretty much killed me. I was very sick and tired of the whole family drama, and sadly Black Lightning was built around that. It was Black Lightning worrying about his daughters and trying to get back with his wife, and then so after 3 episodes, I gave up on the show. And sadly, right now we have the Superman, the new Superman show, which seems to be doing a lot of family drama as well. So I'll give it a try. I'll watch maybe three episodes of Superman. But if they keep on having, and already I hate the kid who has the powers, the emo kid. Already I hate that guy. So I'm not sure if I'll keep watching that show. But I'll give it 3 episodes. But no, I don't watch Black Lightning. The whole family drama, I was able to make abstraction of it for the Flash for like 2 or 3 seasons. But now I just can't do it anymore. What about you, Mr. Nix?
Sorry, I'm trying to invite back. I'm not
right.
sure if our friend relogged. I'm trying to get his name. Oh, 2052.
Clark Kent is asking if they're going to release new emblems soon. I suspect we will have a new time capsule around mid-March. So we might have new emblems. Usually we get new emblems with time capsule. So we'll probably get new emblems then. And there is the St. Patrick's seasonal that's coming up soon. There are a few emblems you can get with the St. Patrick's seasonal. So if you don't have those emblems already, those could be new emblems to you. But other than the upcoming time capsule, I have no idea if we're going to get new emblems. And even in the next time capsule, sometimes we did have time capsules in the past where we did not get the new emblems. I did watch Arrow. I loved the first, I think 4 or 5 seasons, and then after that, I didn't like it. I didn't like it so much. I like Turtles. A lot of stuff is new, so it will take a long time to let you know. It will take forever to tell you everything that's new.
Not me. Us. Together.
That's the worst idea I've ever
Which
heard.
Batman storyline should be made in a live-action movie? Batman: The Long Halloween. That would probably be better as a TV show.
I think it'd be a good Halloween-ish like movie, or maybe Batman Eternal. I like that one. Batman Eternal is one of my favorite comics to read.
Well, right now I would say Batman: The Long Halloween. I love the Dark Knight Returns, but they've picked a lot of elements from Batman Returns in various places, like the Nolan movies. Cherry picked a lot of elements from that movie, or even BVS cherry picked a lot of stuff from Batman Returns. So I kind of would like to see a movie about that, but we already saw a lot of that in various animated projects or various movies. So
Don't absorb too much of that energy from the 10-year-old. Wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
so yeah, right now I would say The Long Halloween. Everything I hear about new Marvel Eternals makes me not want to watch it. So
I'm the same way.
we'll see. They seem to be going out of their way to make it different, as opposed to respecting the classic characters. I understand that they may think that these are obscure characters and they can change it any way they like. But I disagree with that. They made the same mistake with Godzilla. When they made the Godzilla movie, basically the movie producers thought that people had pretty much forgotten about Godzilla and they thought they could make it their own, which is why it was so different. And they were wrong. People who love Godzilla didn't like their new interpretation very much. Oh, we're getting creamed there somehow.
Uh-oh. I also saw a comment earlier from BK about the power of ice in the game. So I have an ice character, and he tanks. I find that if they were to adjust the power of any of them, I would want a better pull as a tank for ice. It's a great power. I have a lot of fun with it from a DPS perspective. But when it comes to tanking, it's not optimal. It doesn't have the best pulls and taunts.
Personally, it's the one I find easier to tank with because it's basically I just cycle through my shields, so it's simple enough to just do.
Yeah, that's essentially what ice is all about. It's shield based.
So it was simple enough to figure out. You use your shield to survive, and you cycle through your shields. With fire, you have to pretty much heal yourself back. With earth, you have to transfer some of your damage to brick, which I'm never sure exactly if I'm doing it properly. And with rage, I'm still trying to wrap my head around rage crash. Sometimes I'll rage crash and I don't know why, or sometimes I don't. I expect to rage crash and I don't. So there is a subtlety somewhere that I don't quite get with the rage crash. So ice is the, I guess,
So your plan is to what,
better to
take
wrap
on
my head
every
around with, but
individual Paradox
all the
demon?
tank, as far as I can tell, all the tank powers do a good job.
I have to see how you think this will actually solve the paradox.
All the powers are kind of
Lead the
unique.
way, Flash.
Could you just... Never mind. I guess that's the best I'll get from you.
Once again, does anybody want to join? We have a spot. I don't think we have CW come back yet. Unless you're in the chat, let us know. We'll send you an invite back into the run.
We're doing heroes. My power is quantum, and yeah, I love Marvel. I was a big, I grew up reading Marvel and DC. I play Atomic once in a while, but I don't play it that often.
Atomic has the best pulse in the game because it's like automatic. Everything comes right at you instantly. It's awesome, especially for if you're trying to collect ads from all the way across the room. Yeah, it's nice, fun. I've played it before.
I'd made a few Atomic videos when the power first came out, but they're probably a bit outdated by now. I like Marvel and DC as much. I like them both. I guess DC, I like the rich history. Marvel, I don't know. I like them both for various reasons. If I had to choose a favorite power, I would say Quantum. What about you, Mr. Nix?
Gadgets for me. I'm gadgets on both my villain and my hero side, so it's something that I've specialized. I have it pretty much down to a knack, but I'm very comfortable with the power.
Superman is cool. When I started reading comics way back when, Kurt Swan was the more or less regular artist on the series at the time, and then it was replaced by John Byrne in the mid 80s, I think 1986 or something like that. The top 3 power, I'm not sure. I would say maybe fire.
When it comes to like being the most common, yeah, fire is. It was voted as the most picked power.
Personally, I kind of like mental. Mental is a power I learned to play as a controller with.
I wish as a free-to-play character you could be munitions.
Great. Now even statues hate us. Well, hate you.
Yeah, that's. Marvel had a good action movies, and DC had the Arrowverse, which was pretty good for at least a while. And of course the animated series, Justice League, the Batman animated series, the Superman animated series. All those were gems. Celestial is challenging because of the combos. If you end up in a situation where you cannot complete your combos, you will struggle a bit with Celestial. The easy fix is don't use your combos. If you end up in a situation where you get interrupted constantly, just don't use your combo. Use it as if it was a normal power.
So I would say to people, if they want to pick powers, they should put in like maybe 30 minutes or something like that to doing some research. Like, what is the power all about? There are so many YouTube videos of people out there that are posting their loadouts and stuff like that, or showing off the powers and stuff like that. You want to be able to have a look to be able to see what you want and what's your best options. Maybe you're stuck between 2 or 3 powers. Maybe you're like, oh, maybe I like munitions. But maybe I want to be mental. Okay, well, let's have a look at some of the videos and see what it's all about. Or maybe you know people who have been those powers, and you'll ask them and say, hey, what is this all about?
For the Marvel cartoons, I would say they're better. Let's say they took a bit of a nosedive when Disney purchased Marvel.
I mean, in comparison to the DC movies of late, the animated movies of DC, yeah, no, Marvel isn't even remotely close.
The one time where they were doing a bit, I would say better, is when they had the Spectacular Spider-Man series. That was actually pretty good.
Sure.
And there was the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I know the animation was a bit iffy sometimes, but the personality of the character was spot on. The personality, the dynamics of the character, they had nailed it. And then, of course, they canceled those shows because Disney purchased Marvel, and then they created new versions of those shows, which sadly I don't think were very good.
Too stubborn to admit culpability.
Sorcery is a big pet power.
Yep.
So if you were to invest into artifacts like, let's say, the Quizlet, maybe the Source Shard,
The Grimorium.
Yeah, the Grimorium, all these little pet things, that's essentially what Sorc is all about. If you're going to go might aspect, I believe. Grand Summoning is one of the best moves out there if you want to throw pets around.
Oh yeah, when you Grand Summon, you have lots of pets.
Oh yeah, like you might lag out because there's so much going on.
Marvel will never buy a Batman and Superman.
Never.
There's a big rivalry between AT&T and Disney. So the only way that would happen would be for Disney to purchase AT&T or vice versa. And I don't think that'll happen. I think Amazon will purchase Disney before that happens.
It also used to look different too. I've seen pictures of what that thing used to look like back in the day. That's a mistake. What they've changed him to now. Back then, he was terrifying looking.
Well, sadly, changes are not always for the better. It's sad, but that's how it is. Marvel has a lot of issues right now. Well, Disney has a lot of issues, so yeah, having the Young Justice gear could be a fun bit. That was a really good. The first 2 seasons of Young Justice, those were really good.
I agree. Yeah, that was a good show to watch. Maybe that's the most considerable close to the Batman animated series of what we've gotten. As of late, I think that's one of the more recent ones. When it comes to a series, Young Justice.
That's the center of the paradox demon
the Superman
incursion of the
reboot?
mindless monster that destroys everything it touches.
I'm not sure exactly which one you mean.
So how will you
The
destroy
TV show or the
Flash?
comics?
We push it out of our reality.
What confidence?
There's Lantern HM Boyd who's asking if there's room for the next raid.
Ooh, send me a tell.
The live action movie? Oh, yeah, that. there's a lot of negative videos on YouTube, and when I started making videos, I promised myself not to be one of those guys who make videos to complain about stuff, which is why there's a lot of stuff I don't talk about because I don't want to spend 2 hours complaining about it. The one exception, one of the few exceptions I did was when I made my video about the Justice League movie, the Whedon Justice League movie, because some of you guys were asking about it. But for the reboot, I'll just say that I'm not too crazy about the direction they seem to want to take.
I don't know. You went pretty hardcore on those Teen Titan emblems.
Yeah, that's true. So imagine if I cannot contain myself, it's because I really hated it. But let's just say for the Superman reboot, I'm not too crazy about the direction they seem to want to take. They've been pushing for a black Superman for a long time, and which is always crazy to me. We've had a black Superman for 30 years. We had Steel for a long time. So, and then later on we had Valzod. We had what's the name of the Earth 23 Superman, Calvin Ellis or something like that. So Black Superman is nothing new, and we've had one for quite some time. And we've even had a Black Superman movie with Steel. I understand that the quality maybe wasn't there. Shaquille O'Neal, not the best actor, obviously, because he wasn't an actor. He was a sports star who somehow ended up acting. But we still had it, so it's always being a bit of a mystery to me. No, I wouldn't. The Gambit movie, that one has been dead for quite some time. Already before the Disney purchase, before Disney purchased Fox, the Gambit movie looked like something that would never happen. And now that Disney did purchase Fox, that it won't happen. Yeah.
I got your boss.
There you go. Thank you, good sir. Oh, the X-Men will happen, but the Gambit movie with Channing Tatum, you can pretty much forget that. It's been in production hell for way too long, and now that Disney has purchased Fox, they'll want to go for a clean slate. Damn.
Oh, nuts.
That's okay, my bad. And it's almost dead. I'm so sad.
Okay, we're good now. Good recovery. There we go.
Ah, it's done.
I'd rather run over broken glass.
Exotic Legend, I think I missed part of their conversation. The X-Men will happen. That's not, there's no doubt about that. There's a whole bunch of rumors, seeing how we saw the Quicksilver from the X-Men and the Vision and Scarlet Witch movie, well, TV show actually. Yeah, for the Gambit movie, it's one of those characters that was really popular in the 90s, and they've been trying to get that character to make movies about that character for quite some time, and sadly they keep on hitting a lot of production problems. And I guess one thing that really doesn't help is the one appearance we had from Gambit in the movies. It was in the Wolverine Origin, and it wasn't very well received. Sadly, producers are not very brave people, so I guarantee you that whenever someone tries to bring the subject of a Gambit movie, I guarantee you there's some producers who will use the Wolverine as an excuse, Wolverine Origin as an excuse not to make that movie. Yeah, season six ended up sadly abruptly because of everything that's been going on. Yeah, they could have an Avengers versus X-Men movie. The one issue though is that uh, from a production standpoint, it might be a bit of a nightmare to try to produce. Even though they own all the properties, already people thought it was something like Avengers Infinity War would be impossible to do with like a billion different characters. And now we're talking about even more if we add the X-Men to the mix. But I guess if they find a proper director, that could happen. But at this point, they pretty much have to reinvent the X-Men for the MCU. So there's a whole bunch of rumors that they might still use the same actors as the Fox X-Men. Others are saying they're going to use the multiverse theory to basically bring the X-Men universe and the Avengers universe together. Uh, at this point, we don't really know what's going on.
Hmm.
Here we can see our friend Prime Barry Allen, who has his man in a yellow suit costume. The Flash Paradox map, uh, Paradox Universe, maybe. If I could add a power to this universe online, I would add shrinking and growing powers. What about you, Mr. Nix?
For me, it'd be the black and white lanterns powers, or blue.
Bruno JP, you have a cool look. Reminds me of a weird version of Scorpion. Yeah, I've heard a rumor about Hugh Jackman that should supposedly Deadpool 3 will be a buddy movie with Wolverine and Deadpool. Um, so far, we only heard rumors about that. I haven't seen. I don't recall seeing anything that comes even close to being a confirmation. A live action Justice League could lead up to a possible link to DCUO, sort of. Uh, Maybe. Yeah, for Spider-Man 3, basically for Spider-Man 3 and even the Marvel Universe in general, apparently Kevin Feige really like what DC did with the multiverse, especially in the TV shows, and they're trying to emulate that for the movies. So in Spider-Man 3, we supposedly that Tobey Maguire will come back, Garfield, I forget his name, Andrew Garfield will come back. I even heard rumors about someone else. And also, supposedly Doctor Octopus will come back. Apparently, they'll bring back as many people as they can. Not unlike what they plan to do with the Flashpoint movie, which apparently they're trying now to call it anything but Flashpoint. Lately, they've been pushing the tagline. I think it was Flash 2022 or something like that. Yeah, rumor is we'll see the Fantastic Four before. Apparently, they've started casting the Fantastic Four. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. The Lois and Clark, the Superman and Lois TV show, it did start off well enough, but then it goes into that whole family drama with the twins and the emo twins who seems to be very angry and he's angry because his father isn't there, and then he's angry because his father is Superman, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting show to say the least. Cool.
Well, it feels a lot like forced drama. It always amazes me. I had the same issues with Man of Steel. In Man of Steel, you have Clark Kent who has all these powers, and instead of saying "cool, I'm super strong and super fast and I can fly," he's all mopey and emo about that. It makes no sense to me. Who would react like that to being super to having superpowers? But somehow they seem to think
Now,
that
I understand you might
people
have done this
wouldn't be
before,
happy to
but
be super
heads
strong
up.
somehow.
I've sent some muscle ahead to keep the big guy occupied while you knock out his supports.
This year is different. The source wall is broken. I have already freed myself.
Being super strong is
Don't
overrated.
let him psych us out.
I'm
Talk
super
to him.
strong.
Your plan's still good?
As good as I am.
Which you aren't.
He might not be, but the plan
If
is.
they focus a bit
Let's
more on
go.
Superman,
This is going to fail.
I might enjoy the
wonderfully.
show. But if they keep on focusing on the family drama, I sadly I won't be able to watch it. Which is I had the same issue sadly with Black Lightning. Black Lightning seemed like the actors were good. The show seemed like it had potential. Sadly, the whole moping about the whole family drama and him trying to get back with his wife and protecting his daughter, that I couldn't do it. And sadly with Superman, if the son keeps on being the way he is, I won't be able to do it.
Don't worry.
Well, Supergirl was actually pretty good the first season or two. I kind of liked it. It was kind of like the closest we had to Christopher Reeve Superman on TV at the time. Oh, don't worry, Gaming Galaxy. Pretty sure they will focus on Lois quite a lot.
Oh yeah, she has to be the main centerpiece of that TV series.
It'll take more than that.
Your universe stands no chance.
Although there's the actress who plays Lois, she used to play in the TV show called Grimm. She was the girlfriend of the main. Was it his wife? His wife or girlfriend? I forget of the main character. And whenever I see Lois, I can't help but think of that character.
Now get over there and wipe that smug look off his oversized face.
You ever gotten into that series?
It was iffy at first. Like you could tell it was a series that was made with a handful of quarters at best, and some of the masks were or the makeup were terrible, or some of the CGI. But I kind of liked the character of Monroe. So thanks to Monroe, I was able to enjoy the show quite a lot. And after a while, I got used to most of the characters. But Monroe was the star of that show for me. But somehow, whenever I see Lois in that new Superman show, I think of Juliet. To me, she's not Lois. She's Juliet in the wrong universe somehow.
In my new universe.
That was bad. They would get cream already?
I'm still up.
Okay. Well, I was a bit confused also when I started watching the show. I didn't understand why he had twins, and I thought it was the same Superman as in Supergirl. And turns out that it's an alternate version or an alternate universe, because instead in Supergirl they had only one son. Now they have twins. Also, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor was the guy from Two and a Half Men. I forget his name.
John Cryer.
So now it would seem that we're gonna have a black Lex Luthor, or actually, they don't say Lex Luthor. They call him Captain Luthor. So maybe it'll be another Luthor. Who knows? But there were a few let's say things that didn't quite add up until I realized that okay, they're making an alternate universe version or something. Monroe was great. I loved the guy. He was the star of the show for me.
You have sealed your own fate. This
The first appearance of Superman, that was awesome with the classic costume, which ironically I thought was better than the actual costume he used afterwards.
Are in vain. I shall devour this planet for eternity.
No, I don't do much elite content. I tried a few times, and sadly, finding groups to play elite missions is, well, let's say, challenging to say the least. And when things go wrong, I try to stay away from drama. I am not a big drama fan, which might be why I'm not too crazy about most of the CW shows nowadays. And sadly, when things go wrong in a raid or in a mission, drama comes very fast sometimes. People start blaming each other.
So I mean, it can. It just depends on the right people of who you're working with. I run elite all the time, and we kind of just joke around whenever somebody does make a mistake, because we're so good at working together at getting stuff done. I would say if you're gonna do elite content, is you're running with a group of friends, maybe. Try not to just go off of LFG if you want to avoid the drama. Don't do elite that way.
Because already even regular content, sadly drama is happens, and sometimes it's not even. Oh, I forgot to. Not sure why I wasn't focusing on the shadows.
Humanity's hubris never ceases to amaze.
Already drama happens. Sometimes the mission goes well, everything goes well, and someone still decides to create drama because we're not playing the mission the way he wants us to play it, or the way he's used to playing it when he plays it with his friend, or we don't play quite the way he wants us to play. So
Did you not just hear me say?
I vaguely remember you, Justin, but by now there's like 17,000 of you guys, so it's getting more challenging to remember everyone.
You shouldn't try to solve your problems with violence.
Your universe stands no chance.
The answer is no Ultimate Survivor, so please stop asking.
Yeah. Oh, the aura. Saw him ask that earlier. Yeah. Not so much.
I didn't know about Power Girl being introduced. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully they'll cast a good actor or a good actress.
But 1 year, when your bones are dust, I will be the victor. And so
Yeah, once upon a time I was streaming pretty much every day.
victory.
I'm tempted into doing that again. I just couldn't find the time
Would
right
be
now.
fitting. But there is something more pressing I must attend to.
I mean, thanks, but what's more pressing than us?
Thanks to seeing you again, Justin. Let's give a little bow to everyone.
When it comes to elite content, if you want to do that kind of thing, you need to fully have an understanding of your power and how to do it, or at least a very good idea, and have people complement with what you're doing in your group, and then you're good to go.
Ideally, if you can play DC Universe Online with friends, that's probably the better option. Way back when, I used to play with I had a group of friends. At some point, we started playing DCUO, and it made the game a lot easier. When you can talk to each other and coordinate with each other, it made the game a lot easier. And even in PvP, like my friends were not very good at PvP, but just the fact that we could coordinate with each other, that made a huge difference. So when the game would match us with random groups, it pretty much gave us a huge advantage over randoms, sadly.
Right, having an understanding of what group chat means so that you guys can communicate, or instance chat, it's very important when it comes to doing content these days. But everybody's on the same page. They're not there just to yell at you. They're there to help uh, help each other out. There is a lot of toxic individuals that are out there, but there are individuals who are willing to work with you to help you. This is a team sport, remember? Well, not sport, but a team effort.
Well, also sadly, when you play with other players, sadly sometimes you have to adapt to what the rest of the group wants or needs. Not everyone is willing to do that. Sometimes you'll see someone who gets in a group and that wants people to do stuff his way. Uh, Nothing you can do about that other than maybe changing group, or sometimes you have no choice. You have to kick someone out. Don't do that very often. It's not something I encourage a lot. But there's one time where we were playing Desecrated Cathedral, and things were going well. We were doing fine. The mission was progressing nicely. And then one of the guys was complaining because I was using mass levitation as opposed to mass terror. And I did at the time I preferred to use mass levitation because with mass terror I was always poorly placed. With mass levitation it wasn't an issue. So, but to him it was a big deal. And then when we reached the final boss, he died on purpose because I didn't want to switch to mass terror. But sadly for him, we were able to not just to play to complete the boss, just the three of us without him, but also just before we defeated the boss, one of the guys did let himself get defeated, and then once he was out of combat, he kicked out the other. He started a kick to kick out the other guy, and so he didn't enjoy the last boss, sadly.
So
So
if you want to avoid all of that, if you're hearing all of Multiverse's story there, and you want to avoid all of that, make friends within this game, with either in a league or with various individuals of who you work with, and only play with those people. I can't tell you the last time personally I have used LFG or had to randomly queue into something to get content done. It's probably been well over a year now since I've done that, because I just have people within my league of who I want to work with, or my friends list is massive. Yeah, I mean, there's always somebody who's willing to help out. I don't work with toxic people, so they have no place in my groups, and there will never be a person like that in my groups.
And at some point, I'd gotten used to playing only with my friends. Once in a while, if we were one man short, we would just queue for a mission, and then the game would give us one extra guy. But usually, we were always just us together, and it made the game so much smoother. But sadly, at some point, all my friends left, and I was back to playing with random people again, and it was a rude awakening. Yeah, well, um, often people will think that online when you're online you see people's worst behavior. I kind of prefer to think of that as you see people's true nature. You see who they truly are when they don't feel they have to act like decent people. Well, I play
That's
raids.
why.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Nix.
Well, that's why I was saying, when you are finally done, you take yourself, your first character, you come into this game and you hit level 30. I honestly think one of the most important things for you to get yourself started on your new journey and to the on-duty menu and boosting yourself up to whatever the current DLC is, join a league. Work with people. Like, make friends. Like, I know that sounds like a hard concept. It's really not, trust me. There are good people that are out there that'll be kind to you, that'll work with you. And you'll never want to just randomly work with anybody ever again. You'll just want to work with them.
Yeah, when you see good players, people, not necessarily good players, but people with whom you get along, or who seems to be in the same mindset as you are, yeah, don't hesitate to invite them into your friend list. It's a nice way to be able to meet nice people. Obviously, doesn't always work out. Sometimes your friends don't want to play with you that often. It happens. So do we have time for one more, or is that it, Mr. Nix?
I think that might be it for today. Yeah, I feel like if we're gonna do COUR, we need people at the max,
That's all right.
and then we need rolls on top of that. That could take a while.
Sorry, I missed out on the. I think Justin was asking about the Flash. For the Flash, I have quite a few videos, Justin, about how to create the Flash costume. So if you just search for Flash in my videos, you should have no trouble finding some of those. What's the name of your little brother, Justin? Well, Gavin, happy birthday. Hopefully, your friend, your brother Justin, will get you something nice for your birthday. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. So next week we will probably play. We'll probably play some more missions again on the hero side. Obviously, there could happen maybe something special will happen next week that will change our plans. But right now, the plan should be that we'll play some more with heroes. So again, for those of you who may not know, we'll play with heroes most of the time. But the last Friday of the month, we will play with villain players. Ideally, if you can bring out a Combat Training 290 character, that would be a good thing. Although next week we won't have the anniversary event. Well, I suspect we won't have the anniversary event anymore, so we'll probably go play some other raids. I'm not sure if we should start like with the Earth 3 raids and work our way up, or maybe start with the Legion raids and work our way down. We'll figure it out next week. For survival mode, again, that'll probably bring out a whole bunch of drama. Maybe, I will probably give it a try. I've heard a lot of rumors about that so far, so we'll see how it works out. But the last few times I tried, once in a while I would try some elite content or some survival mode with random guys. Sadly, 99% of the times it ends up with drama because people get pissed off if you don't succeed. So
At least with this version, at least this version of survival mode, they said they're trying to make it easier so that at least people can get to 1 to 10, to round 10. That's the nice, comfortable area where it's not too difficult. You get a chance to experience what it's like with all the various bosses, because then after that it'll repeat, but it'll get harder, more health and more damage, etc. You gotta make sure that you have the right roles. You know, you've run content. SM is you've gotten yourself to the point. You've run all the alerts. You have an idea as to how to set up groups. You need one tank, one healer, one troll, one DPS, and then go in and try your best. Do your roles as best as what you can.
So we'll see. Maybe next week, if Nix isn't scared, we might give it a try, but I don't think so. We'll see how it works out.
Well, we'll see. Again, like I said, we need the right set of roles to be able to go in there.
So that's going to be pretty much it for now, guys. If Nix has any final words?
So it's Artifact Week right now. So if you're on the fence about upgrading up certain artifacts, you need to spend your nth metal into your new artifacts as of this week. You got till next Wednesday to be able to utilize this time. As I've said on your video when you posted that week, the bonus week, this is the most important week, honestly. You want to try to take your character to the next level, this is the kind of week. You want to play with a new artifact to try out some new powers on your loadout, this is what you got to do. And take advantage of this as much as you can. And as per normal, don't be a hero.
Oh, and speaking of nth metal, I guess this week, if you have some nth metal detector, this week could be a good opportunity to use those. And ASMX is asking about the negative Speed Force material. Sadly, at this point, you pretty much have to get it from Booster Gold. You could be lucky and get it from the broker, but I don't recall the last time I saw it on a broker. So yeah, you're gonna have to bite the bullet and buy it from Booster Gold. So on that note, guys, thank you very much for being here. Next week we'll try to play some more missions, and have a good weekend, guys. And thank you to Mr. Nix to play with us and organize the groups and all that. Bye, guys.
Take care, guys.